Hey guys, this is going to be a special video. I've got my good friend Jeff Davey here today. He's going to talk through a lot of questions that I get asked, and he'll provide his response on his perspective. So you're not just all getting it from me, you're getting it from other senior leaders from Canada. Let's get started. Hey guys, I got my good friend here, Jeff Davey. Jeff, instead of me introducing you, I'm going to put you in the job. So why don't you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yeah, and thanks, Rick, and everybody for watching. So my name is Jeff Davey. I've had a fairly long career in tech between Dell and VMware. I was 12 years at Dell and now 4 years at VMware under some technical and sales and pre-technical sales roles over those years. Currently, I hold the role of senior manager for ecosystem solutions at global level. So I help, convolute all the different solutions at VMware and bring it to market to solve customers' problems. So it's a new role, it's a new kind of organization, and really excited to kind of put together our VMware Dell tech kind of confluence for solving customers' problems with our use cases. So that's where I am right now, and really happy to be here.
Awesome. So this is really for helping people get started in an IT career. They might not be super familiar with VMware. Can you talk about the vision and what VMware is doing in the industry?
Yeah, we've been around for 21 years now, and we solved a lot of problems 20 years ago by just consolidating their hardware into something that could be easily managed and operated. And that was the virtualization kind of mantra of old, and kind of what put us on the map. And what's changed from then to today is frankly, our vision is really just kind of taking software and embedding it in the devices and the applications and the clouds that our customers kind of immerse themselves in, and making it easy to operate, manage, integrate, and move to in the most secure manner. And we've done that, through inherent building of solutions, but also by acquisition of companies like Carbon Black that just recently got acquired. In fact, we got acquired by Dell EMC many years ago, and then there's been this whole confluence of different kind of technology companies coming together, and we're really operating like a flywheel, like to kind of really put to the center of how to solve the customer's use cases out there. And it could be from the end user, or the data center, or the business development, or the cloud perspective. Really, we're kind of touching all facets of IT operations, integration, and security.
Awesome. So I guess from all your experience, you've been doing this for a long time, and you're seeing VMware being, I guess, in the data centers, moving into the cloud and all that stuff.
Yeah.
On a skill set level, what's driving this change? What's been happening in IT that you're personally seeing that's making this big shift?
Yeah, the customers, and frankly, the need for speed. If I can kind of quote a horrible movie, but a great video game. The need for speed is what's out there, and if you want to impact your customer or partner for that matter, you have to give them an ability to create momentum. And customers are trying to solve problems for their own customers, so you got to think past the initial customer you're talking to, and look to their customers, because what they're trying to solve is nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I want to go buy an XYZ SAP server or an XYZ cloud. They really want to solve a speed problem, a speed to market, or a speed to recovery, or a speed to security. It's an agility of speed that they're trying to get to. And we apply ourselves in that manner and say, okay, we got a laundry list of different solutions and products that we can work together on. But let me, please tell me and bring your poor, bring your weak, biggest problems, and let's resolve the problem with agility and the ability to operate better and more smoothly, to create more synchronous security, and really wrap that around the use cases that can solve these problems for customers. And so customers have been driving us towards that because they're more competitive. They need to be more agile. They need to bring new products to market. They need to kind of resolve their own problems internally with quick, and if not automated, almost automated authority, so they don't have to worry about it. Frankly, most customers are not IT customers. They just have to rely on IT to solve their problems. And so that's what's driving us to cloud, is because customers are realizing, if I build XYZ, thingy for the car industry, I don't want to run my IT and also run this other business over here. I want to run this business over here and then dip my hands in the capabilities of IT, whether it be cloud or on premise, and get that for my mobility of speed and agility. And that's what's driving us all, not just us, but like everybody else, to this speed of cloud and
Yep,
being able to get there faster and quicker and more seamlessly.
absolutely. This whole COVID situation, I've seen companies
Yeah,
grasp onto technology faster than they're normally allowed to or they're comfortable with. And this also
yeah,
pushed the requirements of the IT staff, the people we hire every day to do amazing things that they weren't able to do before. And, technologies like VMware definitely allows them to do that. So
yeah, yeah.
on in your perspective on the skill sets, this is a very common question is what kind of skills should I start focusing on if I have like 1 year left of university, if I actually have to go get a certification or try to learn something
Right.
to get my hands familiar? What are the
Sure.
technical skills or soft skills that I need to develop to get a really good job?
So from a technical skills perspective, I would really look at new networking concepts. Um, if you look at kind of where the industry is going, kind of the network is the cloud, or the network is the service that they're being provided. It's not there's lots of different services out there that you can get to that can answer your problem like that. Now, how quickly can you get there is the real question, and how seamless and consistent is that network to get out there? And the way that they're driving networks today is completely different than what it was 10 years ago. So don't worry, you're at the same level as everybody else. We're all learning at the same time and the same pace. So new networking concepts is a big gap out there. So think about cloud networking and cloud concept networking and put yourself in the position to be ahead of that curve, and you're going to be in very good shape coming out of university. So on the soft skill side, I would say, not that there's any real kind of courses on this, is, adaptability is the highest ranking soft skill on anybody's reference radar. So if you're being interviewed for a process for a job or even a free working job at a university, adaptability, if you can kind of provoke the conversation to move into that kind of concept of your life, how you've been adaptable, the things you've done that are adaptable, those are the things that are really going to trigger the hiring managers to say, I need this guy. I can teach him anything from a technology perspective, but it's very hard to teach adaptability. You either inherently have lived in it or are moving towards it. And the more you can show that, the more, the higher appetite these hiring managers will have for you.
Yeah. So just if there's something you could do to show that you're able to be open-minded, you're able to learn quickly, you
Yep.
have wide knowledge sets of skills that you could just change. That's actually very true. I know so many people in this industry that were architects and now they're developers, or they
Yep.
were doing certain things in the storage side and now they're cloud administrators. So you're right. Like,
Or they're technical and they go to sales, or they're sales and they go to technical.
exactly.
In your company and my company, and we know people in both sides, the highest, most proficient and efficient people are the adaptable ones. Not the ones that have the most knowledge, not the ones that are more technically capable. It's the ones that are most adaptable that really kind of rise to the top.
Awesome. So with that being said, what happens if I'm coming out of school and I just don't have any work experience at all? Like, do you have any
Yeah.
suggestions to me trying to sort of get my feet wet and I guess be more have more opportunity when I go for those career interviews?
Yeah. An easy step is, get into industry events.
Yes,
VMworld, for example. And so to understand the concept of VMworld before, when it was like in person, it would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars to
yes,
go.
I remember those
It's
days,
it's
buddy.
it's free. It
Yes,
was free. The last one was free.
yes,
So and it's still online and open. So if you're looking for any kind of new kind of engagement model for IT, VMware is very kind of we're a centrifuge for IT, right? We touch all these different parts. So
yes,
you'll kind of get concepts from AI and ML and 5G and just traditional IT and cloud. And so if you go to events like that, and it's not just us, but like us and Microsoft and AWS and all the others, get into those events. Most of them are free
yes.
these days because of COVID. And even if you have to pay for it, it's worth the walk.
Yeah,
You can learn a lot and meet a lot of good influential people. On the other side of things, so in university, there's a lot of vendors, including ourselves, that hold these academy kind of portfolios. So if you go to VMware.com, and I'll give you the link, but VMware.com/CA Academy, there's actually a place you can go if you're in your university where it can put you on a path to education, but also put you in touch with people that could potentially hire you after the whole thing is the circuit's done. And so we bring in academy, especially in the SE world, the solutions engineer and solutions architect. We bring in these university academy IT candidates, and we give them jobs, and their field jobs, and their internal jobs, and their operations. They work in all different parts of the business, and it gets them experience connected to people like myself and the folks at the global level, but also at the field leadership level. So they get the they get the advantage of, before they ever have an interview, they get to work with the teams. And then that gives them like kind of this heads up advantage over everybody else in the marketplace, because they know what the problems they're trying to serve and solve. They know how to operate with the people. They know the business and the job. It's just great experience in general.
Awesome, man. That's really helpful. So, I want to keep this nice, short and sweet. That was great information. Just two more questions. What's your biggest career lesson that you want to share with our viewers?
Yeah, and so I leave it to this. Don't be afraid to do the work other people think is beneath them. You can. There's a book called The Advantage that's out there right now, and you can stoop to greatness. If you get down and do the work that's needed to be done, you will come out the other side on a rocket ship. I can tell you from experience, and from experience of people that I know. So that's one. So don't be afraid to do that hard work, and no matter what everybody else says. If you think it's right, do it, and leave people and places better than when you found them. Wow. So when you interact and touch and be with people and places, make sure they're better before you leave. That's it. And then usually it's just by giving yourself. That's it. Okay, so I guess this question is almost a repeat, but I always like to end it with one bit of advice you could give anyone. So yeah. So more specific on the career advice, and I try not to hand out advice like career advice because it's so unique to each individual. But I think there's one kind of ubiquitous piece to kind of your career, is be prepared for luck. Those that are successful they got their head on a swivel. They see what's coming, and they're aware that they have to be a little bit lucky to get this to step up and into these new roles and positions. You have to build, you have to work hard and do all those things. But if you're not being aware of the luck part, you might miss out on all this great opportunity. So be prepared for luck. That's the difference in most people's careers. Absolutely, that's great advice. You and I sort of climbed the ladder quite a few times over our careers and done lots of different things. And we've always done all this extra stuff that, a lot of people don't touch. And I guess that's where you and I are today. That's one of the big reasons. So, and the luck thing, I totally agree. There's opportunity gets handed to you once in a while. And if you don't grab onto it, it just leaves and you're left. Make something of it too. Yeah. And make something of it. Like when you get there and you have that opportunity, stand up and do what you got to do. Use the inherent value of what you've built your career to be, and move yourself forward. Awesome. So if you guys want to follow Jeff, I'll put his Twitter handle on the bottom here, and feel free to follow us. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate you doing this. Like you said, you always say yes to everything, and I love that about you. So I do. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Ben. All right. Have a good one. Hey guys, I hope Jeff was able to answer a lot of your questions. We have more ways of following up if you wanted to over here. I hope you got value from what Jeff gave you. If you have comments, feedback, if you want to see more of this, leave it in the comments, because I drive content, I deliver the content based on your feedback. If you don't provide the feedback, you're not going to see any of this stuff. Okay, so best of luck out there, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.